Hello everyone, I am Dr. Manoj Kumar NB, working as an Associate Professor in the Department of Management Sciences, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. So today we are discussing about the problem on leasing. Here we have a two option problem where acquirer you can able to go with the loan option and or you can able to prefer leasing option. So shall we take a consideration of the particular problem. Here ABC Limited is considering a proposal to acquire equipment costing rupees 5 lakhs. So here you must need to note down the information where the investment of the particular equipment is amounted to rupees 5 lakhs. So therefore you must need to take that value, highlight it, and the expected effective life of the equipment is 5 years. So therefore the life of the equipment is 5 years, or lease agreement is for 5 years, and the company have a two option. So the investment option here is whether they can go for the debt financing or they can prefer the leasing. And if they go for debt financing for 5 lakh rupees, the interest must need to be charged, the interest rate. So the interest rate which is they given in the problem is 15% per annum, 12% interest per annum they given. And the following additional information also they provided. The principal amount of loan will be repaid 5 equal yearly installments. So already we are consider N is 5 years. So therefore for lease rentals they have to consider 5 years. And the second additional information is the full cost of the equipment will be written off over a period of 5 years on straight line basis. So therefore we must need to note down here the depreciation method. The method of depreciation is straight line method, and we have to consider the expected life of 5 years. And it is to be assumed that such depreciation will be allowed for tax purpose. So therefore for applicability of tax we must need to take a consideration of this depreciation whatever they given the SLM method. And the third one additional information is the effective tax rate for the company is 40%, note down. So the tax rate they given, that is 40%, 0.40 I have taken it as, and also they given the after tax cost of capital. So this is most important where they given the R, or cost of capital, we can call it as K, or we can make use of required rate of return. So therefore the cost of capital they are given it 10%. So therefore this is they mention it as after tax cost of capital. So therefore there is no conversion of tax rate again for the calculation of benefits or present value. While you calculating the present value, you are directly going to take the 10% rather than you are convert that into prior tax calculation as previous problem whatever we solved. There they given only the tax rate. So therefore what we done is we just multiply with the tax rate with the cost of capital, and that rate we are going to be followed for the calculation. But in this case they only mention it as after tax cost of capital. So therefore directly for the calculation we are consider 10%. And the fourth one, the interest charge, repayment of principal and the lease rentals are to be paid on the last day of each year. So therefore this problem at the end of the year payment. So therefore in the previous problem we solved the problem on beginning of the year payment. So therefore in this problem we are solving end of the year payment problem. So therefore, slightly difference which will be taken consideration of lease rentals. And also they given you are required to work out the amount of lease rentals to be repaid annually, which will match the loan option. So therefore, we need to calculate, once again we need to calculate after the calculation of lease rentals, we must need to match the value for loan option. So therefore, first we need to calculate what will be the loan option installment. Based on that, we are going to calculate the lease rental which is equivalent or matched to the loan option. Also in the problem itself, they given the discount rate at 10%. So whatever the discount rate they given at 10%, you must need to be considered. So PV factor at 10% need to be considered because they given after tax cost of capital. So they given on year basis. So here as previous problem, we are not start with the 0 because this problem is, they mentioned that it is end of the year lease rental payment. So therefore, we have taken only the 5 years starting from 1 to 5. So therefore, in the first year they given 0.909, 0.826, 0.751, 0.683 and 0.621. So these information you must need to be note down first prior you move into the calculation part. So once you are identify all these numbers with respect to the items, it become very much easier to do the further calculation. So then we are moving to the calculation of interest under the loan option and depreciation. So take the heading, the first calculation of interest under loan option. Loan option and depreciation. Yes, here you have to take year and you have to take the principal amount of principal you have to take at the principal at the beginning of the year, and again you have to take a repayment at the end of the year, then a principal at the end of the year, the principal at the end of the year. Then we are going to take the interest at the given percentage. So in the problem they mention it as it is 12% for the per annum, 12% per annum. Then we are going to treat the depreciation. Then we need to be consider whatever the term period they given for the loan as well as lease option. So here they given the 5 years for the life for the particular project. So therefore we need to take the consideration of our 5 years calculation. So principal at the beginning of the year. So it is equal to whatever the total amount of investment at the beginning year. So the equipment cost which is amounted to rupees 5 lakhs. So this value we know, and then repayment at the end of the year. So repayment at the end of the year, where we, so this is 5 lakhs, so therefore we have to pay 1 lakh rupees at the end of the year. Then the principal which is left at the end of the year, 5 lakh minus 1 lakh, so that is amounted to rupees 4 lakh. Then we need to be charged the interest on the principal value. So therefore 5 lakh into 12% we need to be charged it as interest. So therefore 5 lakh into 12%, it is amounted to rupees 60,000. And the last column is depreciation. They given the depreciation under SLM method. So therefore investment minus investment divided by life, investment divided by life. So the investment is 5 lakh rupees and the life of the project is 5 years. So therefore 5 lakh divided by 5 amounted to rupees 1 lakh rupees. So therefore the amount of repayment and the depreciation is same, because the amount of repayment is nothing but an installment. So therefore the whatever we do the repayment at the end of the year, this is same for all the 5 years, and the depreciation under the SLM method. So whatever we charge under investment divided by life, whatever the resultant value, that will be same for all the years. So therefore we need to be take the consideration for of 1 lakh rupees for all the years. Yes, once we take the consideration of this, then we need to move into the next calculation. So whatever the end value, principal end value, that will going to be carried forward to the next year beginning balance. So therefore that is amounted to rupees 4 lakhs. Then after that you do the repayment at the end of the year. So 4 minus 1, that become 3 lakhs, and then again you need to be charged the interest on the opening balance. So that is 4 lakh rupees into 12. So 3 is 12, 3 is 48, for the 48,000. Then again you are going to take the end balance of the previous year to the next year opening balance. So that is amounted to rupees 3 lakhs. Then you do the repayment of 1 lakh rupees. Then you are left out with as a end balance 2 lakh rupees. Then 3 lakhs into 12%. So 3 lakh into 12%, you got 36,000 rupees as interest for the third year. Then take the end balance of the principal value to the next year opening balance, that is 2 lakh, and 2 lakh minus 1 lakh, you get the remaining balances at the end of the year is 1 lakh rupees amount of principal. Then charge the interest on 2 lakhs as the opening balance. So 2 into 12%, it is 24,000. Then take the end balance of the previous year, that is 1 lakh rupees, and then the repayment is 1 lakh. So therefore there is no principal which is left at the last year. Then you are going to be charged the interest on the opening balance. So therefore 1 lakh into 12%, that is 12,000 rupees. So hope you understand the calculation part of the interest under the loan option and depreciation, where we are consider only 1 to 5 years, because they given in the problem that the lease rentals as well as the interest which is made at the end of the year. So therefore we are taken 1 to 5 years, and so we taken the 5 columns here majorly, where we are consider the principal at the beginning of the year, repayment at the beginning and the end of the year, principal at the end of the year, interest on principal at 12%, and depreciation we are calculating. And in that we know that the total investment value is 5 lakh rupees, and 5 lakh which is repayment will be 1 lakh rupees each year. So therefore we take in consideration of repayment at the end of the year is 1 lakh rupees, and the principal amount, remaining principal amount. So once we are consider the repayment, we are going to be less this 1 lakh from 5 lakhs. So therefore remaining principal at the end of the year become 4 lakhs, and we need to be charged interest on the beginning of the principal of the particular year. So therefore at the first year the principal amount opening balance is 5 lakhs. So on 5 lakhs we are going to be charged 12%, and we resulted with 60,000, and depreciation will be same for all the years, because we are using the SLM method. So directly we are using the formula for calculating the depreciation, where which we use the formula investment divided by expected life. So investment is 5 lakh and the expected life is 5 years. So we are resulting with 1 lakh rupees for all the year. So like the same, where whatever the first year end balance of principal, that will be the opening balance for the next year. Then you are take a consideration of repayment will be same for all the year. Then you are going to be charged, you are going to be less 4 lakh minus 1 lakh rupees repayment, you are left out with 3 lakh rupees principal. On this 4 lakh rupees opening balance of the second year, you are going to be charged the 12%. Like the same manner you are going to do till the 5th year. On 5th year, whatever the amount of principal at the end of the 4th year, it will be equivalent to the whatever the repayment which are going to be do it at the end of the 5th year. So therefore there is no amount which is left as a principal at the end of the 5th year. Only we are going to be charged the interest on the opening balance of the 5th year, and the depreciation will be same. Okay. So then we have to calculate the second one, calculation of present value under loan option. So whatever we solved the previous problem, as same we have to take the format here. So first we need to take the year, then we have to take the repayment of principal, then we have to take the interest on loan, then we have to take the total. So total of first plus second column, where we are going to take the addition of the repayment of principal plus interest on loan, put it together as a total. Then we have to take the tax on depreciation. So they given in the problem 40% tax rate for the calculation purpose of depreciation. Then we have to take the consideration of interest, the amount of interest. Then we have to take the total of both the depreciation and interest. So therefore that become a 4th and 5th column. 4th and 5th you have to take the total. Then you have to take a consideration of net cash outflow. outflow you have to consider. Then you need to be apply the PV factor. PV factor they given is, what is the percentage they given? They given it at 10%. Then PV cash outflows, present value cash outflows you need to be arrived. So here you have to do it for 5 years calculation. So as we know that here we have a 5 years, so therefore 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 years, and we know that the repayment of principal amount which is equal to 1 lakh rupees for every year. So because the investment is 5 lakhs, so therefore we are consider the repayment of the particular principal amount is 1 lakh. Then we have to take a consideration of the interest on loan. So interest on loan, which is we know that we calculated in the previous table, where it is start from the reverse, where for this we are going to be charged 60,000 because the amount of principal here is 5 lakhs. The total amount of principal at the first year is 5 lakhs. So therefore whatever we solved the previous table, so in that year wise the interest already we are charged. So same interest you have to be carry forward year as per the year base. So therefore the second year it is 48 and third year it is 36,000. And the fourth year it is 24,000 and the fifth year it is 12,000. Then we have to take the total of, total of the principal amount as well as the interest on loan. So therefore that will be coming towards 1 lakh 60,000 and 1 lakh plus 48, so 1 lakh 48,000 and 1 lakh 36,000, then 1 lakh 24,000 and 1 lakh 12,000. Then we need to be charged the depreciation. So depreciation we calculated that by using the formula investment divided by the expected life, where we are resulted 1 lakh rupees per year. But here we are allowed the tax on depreciation. So therefore that become whatever the benefit which you arrived by the tax. So therefore tax on depreciation. So the amount of tax which is 0.40. So therefore 1 lakh into 0.40, that is the tax advantage you are going to be received. So therefore whatever you charge the depreciation in the previous table, on that you must need to be charged into 40%. So 1 lakh into 40%, you got 40,000 for all the years. Then after you charge the depreciation, then you need to be take the consideration of the interest. So this interest need to be charged. So here 1 lakh 60,000 into 12%. Sorry, 60,000 into 40%. Here we are going to take it as a part of interest. So 40% on the each value of the respective year. So therefore here which we are resulting here also we are going to use 0.40. So therefore 60,000 into 40% of it. So that will become 24,000. Then again 48,000 into 40%, that is 19,200. Then 36,000. 36,000 into 40%. So 36,000 into 14%, that is 14,400. Then 24,000 into 40%, that is 9,600. At the last 12,000 into 40%, that is 4,800 rupees. So after that we need to take the total of the tax on depreciation as well as the interest after tax. So therefore it will be around 64,000. It will be around 64,000 and 59,200. Then 54,400. Then 49,600. Then it is 44,800. So after we result with the total of which, then we are going to be less whatever we have a total of the principal repayment and the interest. From that we are going to be less the total of interest and depreciation after tax. So therefore the column number 3 minus column number 6 which we are resulting with. So 1,60,000 minus 64,000, that is 96,000. So the same way, where 1,48,000 minus 59,200, that is that is 88,800. 88,800. Then 1,36,000 minus 54,400, that is amounted to 81,600. Then 1,24,000 minus 49,600, that is amounted to 74,400. At the last it is 1,12,000 minus 44,800, that is resulted 67,200. Then whatever they given the present value factor at 10%, you are going to take those PV factor as per the year. So first year it is 0.909, second year 0.826, third year 0.751, and the fourth year it is 0.683 and 0.621 for the fifth year. Then after you take the consideration of the PV factor for the respective year, you are going to be multiply the net cash outflow into the PV factor to arrive the net cash present value cash outflow. So therefore 96,000 into 0.909, it is amounted to rupees 87,264. then 88,800 into 0.826, 73,349, and 81,600 into 0.751, 61,282, then 74,400 into 0.683, so that is 50,815, then 67,200 into 0.621, 41,731. So by adding the total of which you can able to ascertain what will be the net present value of cash outflow for the particular project. So therefore the total net present total present value of net cash outflow is, so take the total of which where we are resulting with 3,14,441. So that is the value of total present value of net cash outflow. So after you determine the present value, after you determine the net present value of cash outflow, then you are going to calculate what will be the annual cash outflow after tax. After that we need to calculate the annual, so whatever the given information to determine the annual cash flow, so that we need to determine. So annual cash outflow, annual cash outflow after tax we need to determine. So for which whatever we are determined in the table 2, that is the total present net cash outflow, we have to take the consideration of the particular cash outflow. So cash outflow, the total present value of net cash outflow divided by annuity present value annuity at 10% for 5 years. So in the previous table which we are resulted, the total present value of cash outflow, that is 3,14,441, and we need to take the consideration of the present value annuity. So present value annuity means you are taking the total of individual year factor of individual factors total for the 5 years, that we are considered as an annuity. So where we are going to take the total of the individual year factor at 10% they given. So 0.909, 0.826, 0.751 and 0.683 and 0.621. So when we take the total of which, it is resulting with 3.790. This total which we are calling as present value annuity value for 5 years. This is the individual year factor. This is the annuity factor. So when it is when it is the annuity factor, then we are going to take the consideration to the calculation of annual cash outflow. So therefore 3.790 790, so which we are going to be resulting with 82,966 rupees we are to be considered as a annual cash outflow. Then we are moving to the second one, where we are going to be calculate what will be the annual lease rental value which will be in difference to the loan option. So we need to determine annual lease rental which will be in difference to loan option. So in this case, the hint here is we already determined the loan option annual interest. So therefore, easy annual outflow we are determined. So therefore, by using that only we are going to be apply the tax rate to determine the lease rental difference. So therefore, we are going to take whatever the annual cash outflow which we are determined after tax for the debt investment. So that is 82,966, that should be divided by 1 minus T. So 1 minus T here, 1 minus 0.40, that is 40% is the tax rate. So therefore, which we are going to be resulting with 1,38,277 rupees as in difference between the annual lease rental to the loan option. So hope you understand the calculation part, whether to go for lease or whether to go for loan debt financing, that you can able to determine based on this option. So hope you can able to make a decision regarding to which is feasible for the investor to make an investment. Thank you for your listening. Thank you one and all.